Good evening, everyone. Tonight we'll talk about world bosses in Ni no Kuni Cross Worlds. The title says world bosses for the sake of simplicity, but there is actually multiple types of bosses we tend to call world bosses. The first group of them are called field bosses, referring to the fact that they are out in the open field, just like traditional world bosses, where hundreds of players can swarm them each time they spawn for rare rewards. These bosses are super cool, as no matter what level you are, you can get carried for the rewards. You just have to make sure you hit them once. The second group are called actual world bosses. These are instant super bosses for groups of 50 players to defeat them. Don't worry, you can queue up for this so you don't have to go through that organization hell of finding 50 people. The purpose of these bosses are mainly to get accessories from them, such as necklaces, rings, and earrings, as they are the main source of acquiring these items. Each time you defeat a boss, you are eligible for a reward. You have a chance to acquire an unidentified accessory item. These can be opened up for a 1% chance to gain an ultra rare 4-star version of the boss accessory, 9% chance for a generic 4-star, and 90% chance for a 3-star version of it. You also get trophies, skill books, upgrade materials, and accessory materials to attempt crafting more of them, which makes these bosses a prime target for all kinds of players at all stages of the game. The bosses spawn several times at exactly the same hours, spread throughout the day to ensure everyone has a chance to encounter them. Field bosses can be hunted as many times as you like without limitations, and you will always get a reward. World bosses, on the other hand, only give you rewards if you possess a world boss ticket that you gain once a day. These tickets can be accumulated up to 7, but reset at the start of next week. But let's go into more details. Let's start with field bosses, one of my personal favorite content in Crossworlds. Field bosses spawn every 6 hours, determined by server time, and the game will warn every player online to prepare for them if you would like to join. When the time comes, you can either travel to them or instantly teleport there for a small amount of in-game gold. There are currently 8 field bosses on the Asian servers, and all of them with their unique rewards table, so you might want to hunt as many as you can. This might sound quite troublesome, as one would expect. All of these bosses will die way too fast to be able to catch more than 1 or 2 if you're not camping at spawn, especially if there's a big crowd. In Ni no Kuni though, each map is instanced into several channels. The population of the game is spread across them, and the good news is that players can travel between these channels on the fly, and each of them spawn all of the field bosses, meaning there's at least 5 or 6 of each bosses alive at any given field boss time. This not only allows everyone to catch their desired targets, but with a healthy community, it allows organized server hunt trains, where the whole community travels from one channel to the next, and then one boss to another, hunting down each boss 2 to 3 times for big rewards. You can always check if bosses are alive or not in the channel list, indicated by their boss icons. Personally, I love this system, as there is no level requirement to participate and it's completely open world, allowing a whole server community to gather up and have fun together, forming one of the coolest social activities in an MMORPG. As mentioned before, it doesn't matter what level you are, or even if you die or can't do damage, as long as you're able to hit the boss at least once, you stay in the zone, and you will get a reward. Of course, players are also rewarded for their performance, and the higher you get on the damage leaderboard, the more rewards you get. Field bosses also have their corrupted versions, where they become a lot stronger and require more players to defeat them. These corrupted versions of each boss spawn on a specific day of the week, so it's easy to find them, especially that they have a unique icon in the channel list. Since they are stronger than normal field bosses, they also give more and special rewards, so keep an eye out for them. Before we get to the next part, I do plan on covering Ni no Kuni Crossworlds all the way up to launch and after, creating guides and tutorials to help you prepare for the global launch, so subscribe if you like my content. World bosses are special instanced bosses designed for a group of 50 players. They spawn 3 times a day, but never at the same time as field bosses, so you won't have to choose between them, no worries. These instances are open for 45 minutes and allows individuals and groups to queue up. Once the system thinks there's enough people, it will create an instance for every group. Now, you can always join a world boss, but to get rewards from them, you will need a special world boss ticket that you gain once per day, similarly like I said in the normal dungeons video. Each day you get a ticket that you can store up to 7 days, but will reset to 1 at the start of the next game week. Now, since world bosses are limited to groups of 50, this means they are a lot tougher and harder to defeat. But on top of that, they also have more difficulty mechanics. Both field bosses and world bosses are incredibly fun to fight in my opinion, and the main reason for that is that they are social activities and that they are very lenient. It's really just about fun, and as long as you can kill them in the given time, you will get your rewards. Even if you make mistakes, dying has no punishment and you can keep reviving and trying the bosses. Seeing a whole group vibe and everyone revive at the same time is just hilarious. There are two world bosses on the Asian servers, and I have only seen the first one so far, which is a fire golem, and I find the fight pretty fun, even though we are massively helped by high level players. The second boss is a beetle type monster, and I can't wait to see it for myself. I will probably release a video if you guys would like. These world bosses still drop unique special accessories, but they also have other goodies such as universal item gems that you can put in any socket type, or special universal skill books for all your characters to unlock. While these bosses are relatively easy on my level because of the numerous high-level players that helped, it's going to be an absolute shit show on global and I can't wait for it. With everyone starting on level 1, I imagine these bosses will be a lot more challenging and fun. The damage competition will be exciting, and group vibes and horde respawns will be hilarious. This is honestly why I love MMORPG launches, because the mass social atmosphere that happens at the beginning is a one-time only experience, and if you have never been there at an MMORPG launch, I really recommend trying it out this time. But that is pretty much it for basic introduction to world bosses in Ni no Kuni Cross Worlds. If you have other content you'd like me to cover, let me know down below. If you liked the video, leave a like and tell me why, or dislike if you think I'm a dumbass, and, well, you don't have to tell me why. Anyways, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video.